Hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxsteer. On the show tonight is the one and only Bridgeman and the lovely Linda. Evening, boys and girls.
Hi, Oxsteer. Hi, Bridgeman. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all well.
Can I just say a big good evening to you guys? Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha-cha. Brilliant. Brilliant.
How are you, Linda?
Oh, I'm very well, Ox. Very well. Enjoyed the show last night.
What a character. What a character, eh?
It's been a good week. So looking forward to the game tomorrow night. But yeah, the show last night was really good. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was different, Bridge, and young Jody stole the show, eh?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what it was about, wasn't it? It's just tremendous. Really, absolutely amazing. Great singer. There's no negatives at all. None at all. I thoroughly enjoyed the show, and it really meant something for Rangers Radio, and that's for sure. And, of course, Rangers Football Club, because that's what most of it's all about, isn't it? Just brilliant. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
That could be the new theme.
Mrs. Bridges like that. Where is he on? Cha-cha-cha-cha. You know, we need to get you the doctors with this cha-cha-cha-cha. Right, okay, Linda, build up to a big game tomorrow night. We'll go to the press conference in a couple of minutes. No heard for you. What was your view on the win at the weekend?
Yeah, I thought the Kilmarnock game was a really good performance. I thought we upped the performance from the week before, and I think that's all we were asking for, wasn't it? We deserved our victory, a valuable 3 points. Scored a fantastic goal, as everybody's been talking about. Probably could have had another couple of goals as well, Ox, if we'd taken our chances in the second half. But really important win, and just move on to the next game now. But yeah, it was a good performance.
That was a brilliant performance to all round. I'm quite sure that everybody was very happy with the result, if not necessarily the full performance. But you're right. We could have got an extra 2 or 3 goals there. Some of our players have been saying that they're not getting enough shots in and so on. So I thought Kent had some really good shots in there. And Rebo was very unlucky. His timing was out for a couple of them. But my goodness gracious, a big jump up for them. Well done.
Who's Sean for you, Linda?
I thought Sir Stephen had a brilliant game. I think everybody's been saying that. And I thought, we were quite comfortable at the back as well, Ox. I thought Golson kind of stole the game too, however Mr. Consistent. And I actually thought Kent had quite a good game too. And if he had scored the couple of chances that he had, I think he would have been quite high up on the list as well. But overall, probably Sir Stephen had the man of the match for me.
Right, okay, I don't think you'll be far away from everybody thinking that. Right, okay, what we've got lined up tonight, we've got the press conference. And by the way, nothing to do with Rangers Radio, the usual European press conference when they're clicking the cameras, which I don't understand that. I don't understand, but they don't have 2 minutes taking the photographs and then just have silence for the rest of it. But there you go. Once I've sorted the UK, Brexit, the pandemic, I'll go on to UEFA and sort that out. What do you think, Bridge?
Just go for it, boy. Just go for it.
Go for it.
Aye, so sorry about the interference in the press conference. We can't do nothing about it. It's no for us. So we're going to hear from our manager, Steven Gerrard, MBE.
We were speaking to Frankie Verkouten earlier, and he said that he may have as many as 8 players missing tomorrow due to injury and suspension. Does that make it difficult at all to prepare for the match, or do you know what to expect because of the system that they play, regardless of the personnel?
Yeah, I don't think because they've got some absentees, they're going to all of a sudden change the way they play in terms of systems and formations. We always try and cover the recent games that they've played, and they seem to have stuck to a similar system, although within that system sometimes they go with 2 number 9s or 2 number 10s. They do play a back 5. Listen, they're a squad littered with talented players. They're a big squad, so I'm sure they'll manage without their absentees. I know some of them will return for the second leg, but all our focus is on the first 90 minutes of the tie. And, we're up against a very experienced manager who's been successful on his coaching journey. He knows the game, and, they're sitting in a nice position in the league in second place. They've done ever so well. So we're going over there with big respect for this team. We know it'll be a big challenge, but we're really looking forward to it. We're in a good place ourselves, and I think it'll be a fantastic game over the both legs.
Your away record in this competition has been pretty remarkable. I think only 4 defeats in 21 away games. What has been the key to giving the players the sort of confidence and assurance that they've shown in away fixtures in the tournament?
Well, I think it's something we've had to work extremely hard for. We knew coming into this job 2.5 years ago or just over that it was going to be a process in terms of how we'd approach these games, and it was basically one step at a time. But I think the players have grew and evolved an awful lot over the course of that time. We've gave them information in terms of how we wanted to look in terms of our organisation, and we've worked on it on a daily basis, and we've improved a lot. But we need to keep maintaining our standard that we've shown in Europe over the course of the 2.5 years, and try and strive for more. And it's one challenge at a time. We want to get into the last 16 again to match what we achieved last year. And if we can achieve that, then we'll try and be as ambitious as we can to improve from there. But it's certainly one challenge at a time.
Hi, Stephen. I'm sure you'll be pleased to have Alfredo and Kamar back in the mix. How challenging is it to try and pick a strike force with those two back in?
Look, I'm faced with challenges every game to game, because we've got a big squad, and there's I think before this week there's always been 2 players in each position really fighting for the shirt and the jersey. So not just in the forward areas, midfield as well. Number 10 positions, number 8 positions in the hold and all. I've always got big decisions to make. That's been the case all season, and that's the reason why we're in the position we're in, because we've got the right numbers in the squad, the right quality, and we've managed really well throughout situations where we've had injuries or suspensions. But what I will say is the squad's really healthy at the moment in terms of the players that have played a lot. And, I know Alfredo's really chomping at the bit to get back, and hopefully he can make up for the time that he's lost. I think he owes it to his teammates to come back in a good place and try and finish the season in the best place he can. Kamar's slightly different because he's still got to serve a 1-game ban at the weekend. But again, I'm delighted that he's available for both legs. He's on a yellow card, so he needs to be careful if we decide to go with him from the start or if he comes off the bench.
Stephen, just to follow up on that one a little bit, with Alfredo, I mean, what you're saying there about kind of the hunger we expect to see from him coming back into the team, but the Europa League in particular has often brought the very best out of him. Do you feel that can happen again? Do you think he'll really relish this opportunity if indeed he does start?
Yeah, listen, Mark, I think all the players are really in a good place. The atmosphere and the preparation going into this game, I must say, the standard of training has been fantastic. We've took some of the younger players away from the group, and we've obviously had the situation this week where the group's being shortened down through no fault of our own in terms of the players that are still involved, and the level and the intensity and the quality has gone through the roof. So we're going in really excited and looking forward to watching the players play. Alfredo has had a fantastic run in this competition of late, but he's been really consistent for us domestically as well. But these games seem to give him an extra spark, if you like, because his goal return is the reason why we've had success in this competition in the time I've been here.
Obviously, you've been in really good form lately, top of the league, and playing really well. But do you think that you need to take another step up if you are going to go deep into this competition?
Yeah, possibly. This is a level where you can't afford to have a night off. You can't afford to, put in a performance, for example, like our Hamilton performance, we know the level goes up in this competition, the standard, the technical quality goes up, for sure. So we have to be right at it and find our maximum level of performance to qualify through this stage. In terms of going deeper into the competition, it's not really to think about at the moment. It's about trying to respect the challenge that's going to come over the course of the next 7 or 8 days, and just take it one stage at a time. But you know, we've got confidence and we've got belief, but we've got respect at the same time, because these won't be 2 easy games. We're playing against a powerful team who physically and technically are more than capable on their day of finding 2 top performances. So that's the reason why it's an intriguing tie.
Hi, Stephen. Just to pick up on that note, you mentioned about the training levels this week. Obviously, you mentioned the squad numbers shortening and whatnot, but are you encouraged by those training levels this week? And has any of the squad, numbers changing and whatnot disrupted anything this week? Or are you encouraged by the?
We've had no disruption on the inside this week in terms of our preparation on the training pitch. We've had decent numbers, even though obviously they've changed. With the 3 or 4 missing that are usually training with us on a daily basis, but it hasn't had any interruption in terms of our preparation. We've still had quality numbers, but since the weekend, after another positive result and a clean sheet, the players had a day off, and then we went straight into our Antwerp preparation. And I don't know whether the boys have got the bit between the teeth, but they certainly look really in a zone and focused and ready to put in a performance tomorrow night. Now, I can only gauge the mood and where I think they're at, and I'm really, content where we're going into tomorrow's game. And I can see a twinkle in the boys' eyes. They're really ready to go, and if training's anything to go by, I think we're about to put in a performance.
Hi, Steve.
Hello.
The absence of 2 or 3 of those players missing, what has that done to the depth of the squad?
Listen, we're fine. We'll cover. We'll manage. It's not ideal, that's for sure. But what we have got is we've got players who are with us at the moment who've got no ego, and they will, if needed, sacrifice themselves to do a job for the team and the group. We'll manage. We'll cope, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
You obviously put together a pretty impressive record as a manager in Europe. I think the last stat was 22 wins, which equalled Dick Advocaat, and if I'm right, another one equals Walter Smith. I mean, what does that say about the levels you've reached consistently?
Listen, we're really proud of our results in Europe, the majority of them, and our record in Europe. I think the players deserve all the credit for that. They're the ones that have gone out and put in the performances. In terms of being named in the same category or the same conversation as Dick Advocaat and Walter Smith, I don't think I'm ready for that, for sure. For me, it's about just getting the boys prepared, giving them a game plan to go and try and execute and carry out. And what I will say, sitting here today, is every time we have given them that responsibility and that challenge, they've stepped up and stepped forward. And this is a competition that they really enjoy playing in, and we want to strive for better. In the short term, we want to qualify. We want to try and go further than we did last year, is the dream. And then further down the line, we've obviously got aspirations of playing in the Champions League at some point. That's what we've all got to strive for. There's no harm in dreaming and striving for the top and reaching for the stars. But I'll say it again, and I've said it many times. It's about worrying about what's in front of you first before you get too far ahead of yourself.
Stephen, you mentioned before the mood in the squad. How easy is it to motivate the guys when you're doing so well domestically and obviously with a great European record this season?
The players just want to play football. They realise they've worked ever so hard to put themselves in the place they're in terms of the opportunity we've got domestically, but also the opportunity we've got in Europe. I think this group prefer to play game in terms of the schedule. Sometimes when you go week to week, or you've got a 10-day, two-week break, sometimes you can overtrain, and that can affect a little bit of motivation. I think when the games come thick and fast, these boys are used to that schedule. They enjoy it. They prefer to play, recover, play. So we're really looking forward to the schedule getting exciting again in terms of the volume of games, and it's about being able to adapt from competition to competition. But this is a fantastic game for this group. tomorrow at this stage of the competition. When the draw was made, we had respect for who we would come up against, but certainly there's no fear there. We believe that at our best, we will have enough to get the job done.
Hi, Stephen. Just to pick up on something you said there, a twinkle in the eyes of the players there. It's a great quote, that. I mean, is it something you can really sense that they're really up for this game and really up for the challenge that's facing them tomorrow?
Yeah, I think, the stage that we're at and the relationships I've built with these players individually and collectively, I know them so well now. They know me. We know each other in terms of the staff and the players. We've really bonded and grew together. And I'd like to think I can get a feeling amongst the group, how they train, how they look at you, what's on the horizon. I'd like to think I've got enough experience now to feel when a performance is about to come. Now, look, not surprises you and shocks you in football, but if you go off the last 2 days of training that we've had in terms of preparation for this game, the players they've shown a real top level.
Stephen, one of the really impressive things about the team in Europe has been the ability to control a match. How important are guys like Ryan Jack, Glenn Kamara, Stephen Davis to helping you to do that when you step up to this level?
Well, you're talking about international footballers there, so they've during their careers earned respect to play at this level. They've earned enough experience playing for the countries, and also they've got enough European games under the belt now. They know what's expected. They know the standard that we're striving for. We've been working ever so hard as a group to try and manage games, not just in possession or out of possession, both sides of the game. And we realise at this level, we're not going to be the favourites in the competition, and sometimes we might have to sacrifice possession in certain areas of the pitch. But one thing you'll never fault this group for is organisation, togetherness, and also willing to put the bodies on the line and fight for the cause and try and do the supporters proud. I think they've done that from day one, and that's the reason why there's been a drastic improvement in terms of Europe from when we took over.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Apologies for the sound there. It's totally out of control. Shocking for UEFA. You think the money they spend on it, they'd be getting that sorted. But we got the gist of it for manager Steven Gerrard. They handled everything that was thrown at him. Linda, they're in the bridge.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. He's just class, isn't he? And every time he speaks, you're just so glad that he's our manager. The way that he conducts himself, how he represents the club. Must have been quite a difficult week for him, but he's handled himself brilliantly, answered all the questions, and showed respect to the opposition. But obviously he's confident if we turn up and we play that we can get a good result. And the fact that he said he couldn't even be mentioned in the same breath as Dick Advocaat and Walter Smith, that just shows a touch of class as well. He's superb, he really is.
I've got to say, I think he's actually doing himself an injustice there.
Yeah.
If you just take it based on European results, what he's achieved with a squad at a low base is remarkable. Bridgeman.
The man's got class written all over him with a capital K, and that's the truth, and handles everything well. And yes, he's built a squad, and it's been a pleasure to watch them this last 3 seasons. Absolute pleasure to watch the Rangers going through it, and marvellously exciting games and great football. Super stuff. I'm really enjoying it. And he, hopefully, is going to carry us through, hopefully through to the next round. I really do hope so. I think he's got everything that's going for anyone who wants to play at that level or manage at that level. Fantastic. He's got everything.
I think you've got some stats for us, Linda, but they were mentioned briefly, but you could hardly hear them. But I think you've got them. You dug them out.
Yeah, we've played 41 games under Gerrard in Europe. Ox and Bridge, we've won 22. We've drawn 14 and lost 5. I think we've scored something like 73 goals and 34 against. Some record.
Remarkable. There you go. I'll put it out there, Linda, now. And you can give me your thoughts. I'll say it again. For the low base, what he started when that first season got us into the group stages. Yeah, Walter got us to a European final and second time around and was robbed of getting to the Champions League final, but we were paying, particularly first time around, we were paying top dollar. Advocaat, Yeah, we were robbed in Munich when Michael Moles got injured, and we could have went deep into that competition if we got past Bayern Munich, which we deserved today in the group stages. But did they have they gave us the consistency that Stevie G's gave us? Bridgeman.
You mean the whole squad for a different squad?
The results.
All the results, yeah, sure. I think they've got consistency at the moment. Obviously, to get the consistency that we would like to get right up to the very top in Europe, you would have to be a far more quality squad. You need to add quality to the squad. But other than that, your boys have been doing fantastic. And if we can get through the next round, oh my goodness, world's our oyster. We can try to keep going. They're a very difficult team to beat in Europe, and we play really well. And I think the manager, how can I say this? I think he's been well looked after insofar as getting the quality at this level, and he's done very well what he's got. In fact, he's done marvellous with what he's got. And we're only looking for a bit more magic from him to take us through wherever we're going. But I think today, when we go into the Champions League, I'm saying this with positiveness, when we go into the Champions League next season, I think this squad needs to be a bit more quality in it to step up. That's all.
What's your view, Linda? I mean, we had some fabulous nights under Radrica. Obviously, myself and yourself are only looking at the DVDs, But,
what a shocker that is.
With some fabulous nights under Advocat, fabulous nights underwater. First time round, there was a few disappointments. You've got the Battle of Britain undefeated in the first ever Champions League. We got to a final in 2008. But I don't think they ever did the Advocat team, did they underperform in Europe? They never really done that well. We blew it. We robbed the first year, and the second year we blew it at Ibrox when Amoruso got the captaincy stripped off him. So, did they have the consistency? This group's got Stevie G's done for us.
I'm not so sure, and I understand what you're saying. You've mentioned a couple of things there. I always think about in Advocates' time was the Michael Moles injury, and I'm not saying that was the reason for not progressing, but I thought that was a major turning point just at that particular time. And I agree with you under Walter. Obviously, we nearly got to the first sort of time that the Champions League was in operation. But I think what you're right, Ox. It's Stevie G's starting point, isn't it? When you think about the previous season, we had gone out to Niederkorn, and where he started from in terms of it's just been a natural progression through Europe. Even thinking about the fact that he got us to the group stages in his first attempt, that was absolutely amazing. And then the consistency getting through the group stages last year, and then we've obviously replicated that this season. So I think he is doing himself a bit of a disservice.
I know, obviously he's no won silverware and that, and he's no got longevity. Just on the European consistency, I think he is. But the last time I've seen performances consistent as this was Bridge at the Battle of the Bulge in Europe.
Very good. The Battle of the Bulge. I've had a few battles of the Bulge.
In we all, Bridge, in we all.
Sorry for laughing, Bridge.
Yeah, aye, a fair comment. I mean, aye. I think the low base, Bridge, is the thing about Stevie G's team. I mean, geez, when he came in that first time, we're trying to build a team, when we were turning up at the game at the bistro, we were asking if you had your boots, you know what I mean?
That's the truth, by the way. That's the truth. MD brought a spare pair of boots. No, I didn't know. Look, some of the players that we had 3 years ago or 3 seasons ago, should I say, and Steven Gerrard's first, I mean, some of these guys, they weren't really tops, but they played well and they got us through to wherever we needed to go and wherever, as far as it could get. It was just wonderful to watch. The same team that we've been following, and this man changing them around to from being whatever they were to something different. And he's doing the same here. He's bringing people in, and they're becoming really good players. And look what he's done with Stephen Davis. My God Almighty, he's got him purring like a Rolls Royce. Fantastic stuff.
And we're also the most improved team as well, Ox. Did you see that?
Me and Bridgeman. I don't know if we're classed as a team. We're as a double act, didn't we, Bridge?
That happened with every team I played with, by the way. The improvement was amazing. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, especially Bridges singing. He's got competition.
I'm waiting for the Christmas album with Jodie.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. We've all these places that we've gone up. I think is it something like 247 places in the UEFA rankings since Gerrard took over. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. You know,
Can you name all the teams we've went past?
No, that's that. You need the real stato for that one.
Bridgeman, tell her not to come on here if she's not done her homework.
Oh, that's what I tell you. Port better be raging. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
We've got to get this for weeks now, Linda, haven't we?
I know. Oh. Maybe Port will phone in with the list.
Aye. Oh, Bridge, you've got me laughing. You've put me out my stride, Bridgeman.
Sorry, Paul. Didn't mean it.
It's your cha-cha-cha. It's done.
Nah, surely not.
Tell me, be truthful. Bridgeman, be truthful. Were you walking around the scullery singing a couple of wee numbers and Mrs. Bridges?
Absolutely. Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, it was just wonderful. Lovely to listen to. Really good songs. My missus always, I go in every night playing, singing whatever tune is. Unless it's not what do you call it, a musical one, but if it's one of your songs, I'm in there. And she's watching me with amazement. Says you're an idiot. Brilliant.
All right, we've been joined by a caller. I think we'll know this man when he appears. I think he might be here for an audition. Evening, caller.
Good evening, music lovers.
We'll be joined by Mr. S. Skipper, Mr. Bridgeman.
Skipper, how you doing, Skip?
How's that sounding?
Triangle, your beauty.
Hi, Skipper.
Oh, hello there, Linda.
How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
You want to send the other two away to make a cup of tea? You and I will just a wee blather.
Oh, that would be fine.
Bridgeman, go on mute.
But you know, I'm just thinking between Jodie last night and me on the night, this is getting to be a wee bit like Top of the Pops, isn't it? You know, us youngins on with our musical ability.
maybe what the show you wouldn't have got on, Skipper, Jodie might have got on it, but you'd have never got on it. It was New Faces.
I could have done me a new face. But I'm on here tonight with an offer for Jodie.
All right. Remember, this is a family show.
Oh, yes. And you know me, I mean, I was brought up in the leafy suburbs, leading a very sheltered life. I would never say anything untoward.
I know that.
I'm on here to offer Jodie a backing group.
All right, okay.
Oh, nothing to do with the Thailand trio, no?
Bridgeman, you were sworn to secrecy about
that. Trio?
Now, the backing group consists of myself, on Triangle, of course. Cumbrian Bear, he's got the comb and a bit of tissue paper.
All right, he's quite good for that.
And Ronnie Bell, he's on the tambourine.
Well, I would worry about Ronnie. I think he might get it. He'd be prone to get it upside down, mate, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean?
But I'll train him up. He'll be okay.
Right, okay.
Somebody else wants to get in. Aye, but see, there's another guy wanting in the group. Butterbean, he wants in playing the cymbals, but I normally do that with the two cymbals between the knees.
Right.
So he'll need to be good to get into the group.
You could put his head down there and see if he can get the rhythm.
I might get a nice tone. And then I'm going to have Port Bear and Bridgeman in the background.
Oh dear.
They're the singers. They'll be giving it plenty of oohs and ahs and cha-cha-chas and all that stuff that he's good at.
Right.
See, I didn't want Jody making the same mistake that Lennon and McCartney made.
Right.
You know, they didn't appreciate. They really misjudged the impact of a triangle. When they put me out the group.
Let me run through that. So that's you, Cumbrian Bear, and Ronnie, and then the backing sisters is backing singers is Bridgeman and Port Bear. So what, the name of that group is that the 3 Degrees and the Bevy Sisters.
I love it.
I'm still working on the name.
Right, okay.
But, you know, I mean, Elvis Presley had the Jordan Air, so there might be something in there somewhere we could do.
Brilliant. Brilliant, Skip.
But that McCartney and Lennon, I mean, what did they know about music anyway? But they threw me out the group.
What did they know about music?
You weren't even the best.
They had no bad. I mean, to be fair, they did have no bad wee career for themselves. But think of the career they could have had if they had a triangle.
Super duper.
So if you pass the message on to Jodie,
I'll pass it on. I'm sure Jodie's already heard on Twitter.
And give me a wee call, but tell her not to phone after 9 o'clock because I've got to be back in the padded cell for lights out.
Skipper, on a serious note, how did you enjoy the young lassie last night?
Oh, absolutely brilliant, terrific. She was absolutely, I mean, she just stole the show, didn't she?
Yeah.
She was just terrific.
There's no many women put Bridgeman in the shade, is there?
Oh, I couldn't possibly comment on that. I've been in the tracing club with him.
Yes, brilliant. We had tremendous response last night after the show and continued today in some of the feedback on social media.
I'm no surprised. I am no surprised.
In fact, Linda was going to sing tonight, but she's decided not to.
Well, if she's looking for a backing group.
Oh, Eddie, okay, Skipper, you're on. I think I would need it.
You don't realise the mistake you've made, Linda.
Oh, goodness.
Come down there, I'll be round at your door in the morning.
Skipper, how are you in country roads?
I'm not bad if it's not at night.
Brilliant. Right, Skipper.
Lastly, before I go, just a wee update on the Hummer night.
Yes, mate.
There's all the Bangkok loyal ladies, they've all got accommodation. No, I did hit a wee snag.
Was the bog off offer? Was that still available?
Hello? No. No, I hit a wee snag because Port Bear said they would take 2. Right? Port Bear said they would take 2, but I couldn't get 2 of them to go.
Right. You better go.
The last she said to me, she said, we might be for the slums in Thailand, but we'll be standards.
Oh, magic.
But I had a final 10 and somebody's took the 10 of them.
All right, was that Mr. F?
I'm not a clipe, so I can't tell you who took the other 10 lassies. His name rhymes with Butterbean. Well, listen, I need to go to do that. I said, nurse waving me back to my dormitory.
Good night, Skipper.
Right.
Night, Skipper.
Good night, all. And good night,
Skip.
Linda.
Night.
Oh, what you like? Cheers, Skip.
Oh, what a man. We'll be joined by James from Tennessee. Evening, James. You're on mute, James. Off of mute. Come off of mute. Come off of mute, James. Come off of mute, James. Just me and you talking then, Linda.
Okay, on you. Okay,
he's on mute. He's doing a bridge, man. Oh dear. What a man that Mr. S. Kipper is.
Somebody just booted me off. Somebody just booted
me off. Just you. There was a few disappeared, mate. Some the Skype by.
Oh, but that Fox again if he's not.
James, you're still on mute, mate. We can't hear you. Touch your mute button. Right, okay. Skipper always makes us laugh, doesn't he?
Oh, it was so funny there. His patter's really great.
That's bloody hilarious.
Oh, brilliant.
Absolutely.
He's some man. Right, okay. We had the press conference, and how do you think we're going to line up tomorrow night, Linda?
Okay, my team is.
Oh, you've wrote this out. You've thought about this, haven't you?
Thought about it. McGregor, Tav, Goldson. I think Balogun will keep his place. Barisic, and I've gone for Jack, Davis, and Kamara. Just a bit of solidity in midfield, and up front, forward three, I've gone for Aribo, Morelos, and Kent.
All right. Well, I think James might be with us now. James?
Yeah, I found out how to work it. Right.
Hi, James.
How's everyone? Hello, Linda. How you doing?
Fine. Yourself?
Yeah, getting on fine. Right, I've got a little report in Antwerp if you want it.
Yeah, let's hear it, James.
Right. Okay, they've got 3 Cameroon players. They've got one from the Congo, one from Senegal. They've got an Israeli, and who else have got? They're going to be missing their best players. I think it's Dilasang, the centre forward, really good player. But I'm glad he's not here for the first leg. For the second leg, they're a very aggressive team. A lot of African players play for them, and they're very aggressive in the midfield. One of them's pretty clumsy, actually. But Dilasang is a danger man. He's not going to be there. The Israeli's not bad, but he's not a great tackler. They've got the guy who used to play with Leicester, Richie Delat. He's quite good. He's quite a good player, good in the air. But I think we'll win. I think as long as we match them up, I think we'll play through them and we'll win. So I'm quite happy about that. And the other thing is, I've got my 55 stuff already. I bought it all in January, so I had no doubts about it. So just want to report on the team. But see, Standard Liège, they've got a right back who's excellent. He's a young lad of 18, Sequet, brilliant player. He'd be a good buy for Rangers for Tavernier. Anyway,
there might be a vacancy there. Linda, I don't know. Sadly, I've got a habit. Fox is always having a go at me. Maybe don't look at the opposition enough. So well said, James. Linda.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen an awful lot of them, Ox, and I didn't see any of their Europa League games either. But I think they finished second behind Spurs, James, didn't they? They must be obviously they won a few games. They had a good result against Spurs. They've obviously had a bit of a mixed season because did they have a change of manager as well, perhaps? I remember reading that, and I think Stevie G was asked in the presser there that the fact that they've got 8 players missing, would that make any difference in terms of how he would set his team up? And I think Gerrard said no. They've watched them the last couple of games, and they've obviously got a game plan. But I think you're right, but we don't want to take them for granted. But I think, we would fancy our chances in terms of going through against them.
Yeah, I think they're a physical side. They'll really match us. They'll be much more physical than Willem II or the other teams. They're a really physical side. They play the long ball sometimes, but they're very athletic. Like, for instance, what's his name? Like Lukaku's quite a good player, a wing back. He plays in the left beside Delat, the guy played with Leicester. So they've got a good left-hand side balance. But I think they can play through the teams. Standard Liège with playing through them a few times, and so I think we'll be able. But they're quite aggressive in the midfield, and they lose it sometimes. the reigning goalkeeper is very aggressive. He really tries to wipe away the attackers, so we make a penalty there.
Yeah.
All right, James. If you were, what percentage would you see us as favourites, mate? Is that 50-50, 75-25? How do you see it?
60-40. I think if we match them aggressively, we'll win the game. We've got to be on top. They're a good side. They'll play. They've got good runners. We've got to have all our runners against them in the midfield, and we've got to match them aggressively. I think we'll beat them. They'll lose it. They'll lose it. They'll lose it. They go behind.
Well,
they're not disciplined.
Talking about guys that you like to get stuck in to a buffet, we've been joined by Rudy Bear. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, Oxchair, Bridgeman, Port Bear.
Port's not here. It's Linda.
Oh, is it no? Oh, Linda. Sorry, Linda.
How can you make that mistake? Rudy, how can you make that mistake?
I know. It's easy.
Shocker.
I've got a new set of headphones.
I take them back.
These fangled headphones with a wee microphone. I don't even know if they work properly, so just...
We're working, we can hear you.
You hear me all right?
The rest of the world heard you saying that too. The rest of the world heard you saying that.
Hi, Rudy.
Sorry, Linda.
To be fair, I can hear what he's saying. You do sound awful like Port Bear.
I didn't say that, Linda. That was him that said that, by the way.
Is that because Port Bear's got a high voice, I hope?
I'm saying nothing.
I'll tell you what, Port Bear's done nothing wrong, right? He's had it tight off a skipper, and now you, Rudy.
Well, I was listening to the show and then I thought I better switch that off just before the phone in, so I switched it off. So last I heard, Port Bear was there, So that was my fault, my bad.
Brilliant, Rudy. Brilliant. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow night, Ox. I think they've got a really good opportunity here to go through. We've got a good performance tomorrow night. It's nice it's good we've got Alfredo back, Kimar's back as well for tomorrow night, isn't he? I know he's got another game to set at the end. But I think we've got a really good chance of getting through. I'm really excited. We've got all the squad coming back at the right time now for the run-in. Ryan Jack's back, scored a cracker of a goal at the weekend. Scotty Arfield's back. So we're getting all our players back at the right time. Alfredo will be back as of tomorrow night. Kimar will be back after the weekend. So we've got a full squad to pick for Ox. The only sort of blemish this week for me has been the stupidity at the weekend, You've already discussed that, so there's no use me getting into that, But everything's looking rosy in the garden, so I'm really excited about it.
Well, I think you've summed it up nicely. Stupidity, mate. That's all we can say. Yeah.
That's. I've seen a lot of stuff on social media for Bears who were really annoyed about it, and you can't say it's such a huge season for us. You can't really blame the Bears for being really annoyed about the situation, But young guys do stupid things. We were all young at one point. Some were younger longer ago than others.
Yes.
Some of the guys were full of promise. They were a good future ahead of them, but it's a bit.
Well, we just need to wait and see now, Bridge, what happens.
Oh yes, and hold your counsel and let the Rangers do the business.
Let the club
see what happens.
But as of tomorrow night, really looking forward to Oxford. But I think we've kind of missed the European stuff, And I think Stephen Gerrard hinted in his interview that the players kind of preferred the 2 games a week.
He sort of did. I got that as well, Rudy.
Aye. So maybe, we've been a wee bit lacklustre in the last few games, haven't we? So maybe that's the point he was touching on. So now that we're back again to the Thursday-Sunday stuff, possibly...
What about with Rudy Bear being back with putting shows on with singing and cookery and everything?
Do you know, I watched that, I couldn't hear it listening last night because we had a family thing, we had a family quiz thing, and that nearly ended up in a riot. So by the time so I listened in this morning rather. She was fantastic, Jodie, wasn't she? Her personality just came straight through, absolutely brilliant. And I'll tell you what, she certainly knows how to put a steak together, that lassie does. Well done. Brilliant.
Come on, Rudy. Tell us what you had for your dinner tonight.
The nice chicken tikka masala tonight, Bridgeman.
Oh, gone yourself. Did you make it or did you buy it?
Oh, no, Mrs. Rudy made it for me.
Mrs. Rudy.
Lovely.
She's talking to me now, so that's cool. Just good. So she's feeding me again. So nice cheeky chicken.
That Fox says, Jodie, a voice like an angel, just like Rudy's missus. He did message me.
Oh, Fox, you don't have to listen to her every day of the week, mate. Let me tell you. She's not listening, thank God.
James, how do you think Rangers will line up tomorrow night?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, because the line's a bit funny. I think it'll be the usual. I think if they want a bit of speed at the back, Balogun. If they want a good defender, Helander, it'll be the same defence type of thing as usual. Barisic, Kamara, and Jack. I would go for Kent, and I would go for Hadji because he knows Belgian football, or Roof. He knows it as well. They two, that's the ones I play guys that know that type of football because they are quite good.
All right, okay. All right. You got any thoughts on the team, Rudy?
I'd start with Alfredo up front. But at the back, I'd start with Balogun for his pace because, I mean, as I said before, I think Helander's a better football player. But Balogun's just got that wee touch of pace that Helander doesn't have. But maybe Helander's thinking's maybe a wee bit ahead of Balogun. You can think ahead. Maybe Balogun's not so good at that. But I think I'd probably start with Balogun in the back four. So usual back four, usual goalkeeper, obviously. In the midfield, I'd go with Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack, and I think I'd probably start with Kamara tomorrow, seeing as how we're away. Up front, Kent, Alfie, and Roof. I think up front, I'll play Roof coming in for the right. I think.
That Kamara bridge, he runs more miles than Mo Farah.
He does indeed. He does indeed. And he hits shots like an arrow. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Can I just say, that I actually agree with everybody's team selection. But I would me personally, I would go with Helander at the back tomorrow night because it's a good away European tie. It's going to be quite tough in the sense that we need a bit of guile. And that's the only way I'm thinking of it. And I agree with James said. I don't know how we're going to fit them in, but I think that Roof and Hadji is a really good shout because of the way we're playing. We're playing in a European game and we're playing in Belgium, and both of them have got experience in there. So I think that's a really good shout by James. I don't know how he's going to manage it, but I'd go with that. I wouldn't have any complaints.
Nice problem to have, Bridgeman, though, isn't it?
Oh, what? Absolutely.
I'll give you my team. I'll give you my team. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldstein, Helander, Barisic, midfielder Jack, Davis, Kamara, Aribo, Morelos, and Kent.
Yeah, it's a good team.
That's a good team.
No doubt about it.
They could switch that front three about though, Ox, couldn't you? You know, and you still got a good team. You know, that's the great thing about having all the players back now. Full squad to pick from. I
don't think Roof's looked much fit. He might get time on tomorrow.
Aye.
Wouldn't be fair on him. So, and then you've got Hadji. So you've got these three impact subs ready to come on for you. So I think it's a squad game now.
Yeah.
I just hope that the wee bit nonsense has been going on about the COVID situation, the seriousness of it, and the impact it could have on the squad. The guys, everybody that's over there needs to try to wipe that out of their mind and just concentrate on their own game.
Bridge.
Absolutely.
You heard the gaffer. Right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
James, can you still hear us okay, James?
Yeah.
Gerrard's record in European football is remarkable, huh?
Yeah, it's fantastic. That was the thing about Europe trying to win. We're making a lot more money. It was a good. I always said that we should go for Europe to make a lot more money because that's important regarding COVID. And his record is fantastic and unbelievable. He knows how to get fit. The teams. And that's what all English teams used to do. They always used to win against the Europeans, but the Scottish teams are always found that difficult. He knows how to do it.
But James, see that
One of the
statement.
characters of Rangers Radio. Amanda's joined us. Evening.
Good evening, all. How are we?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. Bridgeman, are you cha-cha-ing all the way up? Are you cha-cha-cha-ing all the way up the stairs tonight, or are you going cha-cha-cha? You are never going to hear the end of this for the next 6 months. He'll be cha-cha-cha-ing. Oh, it was great last night, that show, and it was absolutely fantastic. What a great show last night. It really was. It was fab. But no, I agree with you all about the team tomorrow night. I think we've got a pretty good team selection, a good squad to choose for tomorrow night. Now that we've got Morelos in that back, it makes the squad a lot stronger, doesn't it?
We're in a good place at the moment, Amanda, with fitness of players, no suspensions.
That's it, exactly. Rudy.
Hello, Amanda. Hello. Sorry, I couldn't get off mute.
Have you thought any more about your recipe book yet?
I'll have a wee word with the missus about it.
I think a wee quiet chat.
I think a suggestion of 55 recipes was a great idea, Amanda. I think. I mean, I've got to say, I must admit, I love phoning news in because I would never have had the courage to phone into a radio station before this. But now I'm finding my feet. I'm doing no bad. Good for you, Amanda.
Yeah, good for you, Amanda.
Well, just remember.
I think the team's in a good place. I think the fitness of the team's quite high up now. Do you know what I mean? So I think they're going to do. I think we'll get a good result tomorrow night. To be honest with you, I think we will. I think we'll get quite a good result tomorrow night. Aye, I think we will.
I hope so, Linda.
Yeah, and I think as we've said, because we've got such a strong squad and we've got lots of options from the bench. I mean, I thought about trying to get Scotty Arfield in my team because if it was a game later, I think I would have started him. But he's obviously coming back as well. It's maybe just a wee bit soon for Scott.
Sooner for him, that's right.
Yeah, but we're definitely in a great place. And we've just touched on as well, Amanda, that we think that the team plays better and is more sort of fluid when they're playing.
I agree. That 2 games a week.
Yeah,
it seems to work better when we've got the Thursday, the Sunday.
Yeah,
rather than just 1 game a week. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Gerard talked about that even in the press conference, and we've been talking about that on the show recently. We're not saying that they've been playing really bad, because let's face it, with some brilliant results, and we're top of the league and we're so many points clear, but we just think that they're maybe just not been at that level as they maybe were during the Europa League.
Because when we do that European run, we seem to be getting cracking results the Thursday and the Sunday. Yeah. So we seem to have a good pace about the team and a good kind of morale about the team and that. I think that way we play better when we get the 2 games a week, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as I say, that's it. But anyway, I'll get going and let other callers get on, okay? And I'll say good... Yes?
You've got great enthusiasm for the programme, I must say. Any of the women that I ever took out in life, took out for dates, weren't interested in football, but you seem to be really keen, you and Linda.
That's my only interest is football. My only interest is football. I mean, I've been going to the game since I was 5, so I've had a season ticket since I was about 5. Dad used to take me to the friendlies at Clyde and all that, and they used to tell him to take me off the wall because the ball would hit me and all that, and went to Manchester for the UEFA Cup final. And
so you've been gone for about 20 years then, Amanda, eh?
You're kidding. Try adding another 25 onto that, you know what I mean? But no, I mean, I just think as a club, Rangers have got such a good rapport with their fans. Do you know what I mean? Even you listened to Jodie when she was talking last night about, you know, how the charity foundation phoned her up to see if she was all right and things like that. How many clubs can you honestly say do that with fans? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Here.
So anyway, I'm going to say good night and have a good night, and here's hoping we get a good result tomorrow night. And I'll speak to you all next week at some point. Okie dokie.
Yeah, Amanda.
Night, Amanda.
Night. Bye.
I'll go as well, Ox. I think it'll be 2-1 tomorrow. But
I'll take that. I'll take that, James. I'll take that.
Yeah, they'll score a goal. They're a good side, but we'll beat them. Okay, I'm getting ready for 55, and you'll see my video on Facebook or Rangers Radio. It'll be from Nashville, downtown.
All right.
Okay, take care. Okay,
Cheers.
come on,
Cheers,
the Jazz.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, James.
That's became an elephant in the room, Linda. Nobody wants to mention that 555 word.
I know. I just can't wait to be over the line. It's just, as the weeks go by, it's getting closer and closer. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow night, Ox, just as a wee distraction from the league. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I'm hoping I'm just going to be totally relaxed tomorrow night, watching the game, not worried about the league at all, just totally focus on Europe. So yeah, it'll be a nice distraction.
Yeah. Aye, Linda's right, absolutely right. Just a nice wee distraction for the league. We're 4 wins away, and it's like I was saying to you the other night, Ox, I'm trying not to get too excited, because the days are dragging in. We're getting closer though as each game goes by. But tomorrow night, I'm really looking forward to getting back to European football again. And it's right what James was saying, Antwerp are a really good side, so we can't take them lightly. We've had some great results in Europe, in the group sections, but and all in, the 3 seasons or 2.5 seasons and a wee bit that Steven Gerrard and his coaching staff have been at Rangers, we've had some cracking results, played really well. I think we've only, 4 defeats in 36 games, 38 games, something like that. It's a fantastic record we've got in Europe, it really is. So nothing would surprise me if we go away there tomorrow and we come back with a win. I'm just hoping we keep the back door shut, Ox. That's the thing for me. James thinks they'll score. We could be right. We'll find out tomorrow night. But if we can keep that back door shut tomorrow, there's no reason why we can't come back to Ibrox, because let's face it, we've faced some really good teams at Ibrox and some really good results. So there's no reason why we can't bring them back to Ibrox and get the job completed at Ibrox, But I'm looking forward to tomorrow, I really am. It'll be a nice diversion away for the league just for a few days.
A wee holiday, wouldn't it? A wee holiday.
Aye, like a wee holiday, Bridgeman. That's it.
When you went away from home, you actually travelled to see them, and it was just like a wee holiday, wasn't it?
Aye. in
you're taking in the game. Fantastic. Yes, I think we'll do well tomorrow night. Obviously, I'm hoping all Rangers fans will be hoping. Some obviously feel it in their body and they're somewhere in there that we're going to win this. And I'm just looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. There's not many times you'll hear me saying I'm pleased I've got BT. I got BT Sport. I got BT Sport about 3 years ago, and I've been fighting with them ever since. But I've still got it, so I'll be able to look at that and watch it tomorrow night. No problem.
I think it's on BT3, isn't it, or something, Bridge?
Oh, I don't. I only go in and look. I just go in and look. Where's the game? That's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything else other than watch the Rangers. I'm not interested in anybody else. No interested.
I would have never have guessed, Linda.
Cha-cha-cha-cha.
Is that your new catchphrase, Bridge?
Oh, Mrs. Bridge is going to cha-cha-cha.
No, it was only for tonight. I've just following on from last night. That's it, finished.
Brilliant. Can't beat it. Right, get yourselves in mute. We're going to have a tune.
To
why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Did you enjoy that, Bridge?
I've just sat down. Sorry, pal. Yes, I did. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The famous Glasgow
that?
Rangers.
Was it the dashing white or just the gay god?
I just march from the table and that's it. You know, it exhausts me. Sometimes I'll manage up the ceiling. That's brilliant, brilliant. My wife's just killing us all laughing at me.
They wanna. That woman's got a lot to put up with.
That's terrible saying that, by the way, but she was a psychiatric nurse when I met her, so there you go. A good fit. A good fit.
It was a case study. Brilliant. Anyway, we've been joined by Gary B. How are we doing, Gary?
How are we doing, guys? You okay?
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
How are we doing, everybody?
What's on your mind?
Looking forward to the football.
Aye, definitely.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I've only just tuned into the show, guys. I was otherwise engaged for the first hour, but I've just caught the tail end of what we're talking about. But I'm guessing the five have been a topic of conversation tonight.
Not at all, Gary. Not at all.
No, just sideswiped it.
Double fives have been a topic of conversation.
Aye.
Really summed it up in one word with the boys, and that was obviously stupidity, and then we've moved on from
idiotic, mate. Idiotic. I can only speak. As I say, I'm nearly 40. Served 9 years in the military, and if I could count on, we've all done stupid stuff. It's just there in the spotlight. They should have known better. They shouldn't have done it, but they are young boys. And to be honest with you, just there's no excuse. They shouldn't have done it. But there you go. But look forward to tomorrow night. I think it'll be a tougher game than what we think, but I think we can stop them from scoring. So I think the worst draw, because if you look at us, right, we still now, we haven't been playing well, we haven't been scoring a lot of goals, but we haven't conceded a lot of goals. Do you know what I mean? We've still only conceded 8 all season in it, in the league. And in Europe, the only team really that's opened us up a couple of times has been Benfica. And, if you're going to get opened up, it might as well be against a team like that. So I think we can go there and keep a clean sheet. And if we can go there and keep a clean sheet, I think we can do them by the odd goal, maybe in the home match or the away match. I think we can get a goal away from home and keep a clean sheet. I don't think it'd be. I don't see it being much of an open game, mate. But then I might be wrong because, they're second in their league. They're quite far behind Sporting, but they're not Sporting. Who's top of the league?
Bruges.
Yeah. No, Anderlecht's at fourth, mate. I think
it's Bruges.
Aye, Bruges, and they're quite some distance behind. They're 12 points behind or something like that. But they've lost 8 games or something like this season domestically. So they're second, but they've lost quite a lot of games, even though they're second. So I just think that they're there for the take, mate. The Belgian league, it's not as strong as what we think it is. Do you know what I mean? I think Genk.
Gary, I think that's down to the way they play, mate. They throw everything into a game, so they do. They love this attacking style, so they do. And I think that's what they'll do tomorrow night. But I'm with you, as you were saying a few minutes ago, if we can keep the back door shut tomorrow night, I think we could get a goal over there. And I certainly think, if we could keep the back door shut, we get the goal over there, and then we bring them back to Ibrox. I don't see any reason why we can't go past them into the last 60. Well, I'm totally with you on that. I agree with you.
I think we are more than capable as a defensive unit to hold our shape, not give them any space in between the lines and just keep the door shut. Even if they get one goal, I think we can equal that out with an away goal. I can see us scoring. I don't see us scoring many, but I can see us scoring. And even if they get one goal, I don't see them getting more than one goal, if that makes sense. So they're going to get none or one. I think that's manageable coming back to Ibrox, because I think we can keep them out at Ibrox. That makes sense. That they might only get one goal over the 2 legs maximum. So it's just about keeping a clean sheet. For me, us being defensively good is what it's all about in Europe.
It'd be interesting to see it pans out. I think, if I'm being honest, the defence has done okay. I mean, but if you take the Benfica game, but Through the piece, Rudy, I would say that our best form of defence has been attack in Europe.
Aye, we haven't exactly sat back and just soaked it up. I mean, if you think about when we went away to Benfica, after the start that we had, and you're thinking, oh, dearie, we end up 3-1, 2 goals ahead, and we just couldn't see the game out, unfortunately. Same at Ibrox, a couple of goals ahead, so we haven't exactly sat back in Europe. And I think that's where you see the best of this team, this Rangers team, is because we've got so many attacking options in this Rangers team. When you go out to go at teams, especially the European stuff, where you're not playing against a sort of 10-man defence, week in, week out. You're playing against teams who want to come out and try and play football against you. I think you see the best of that team. And I think Gary's right. I think we're more than capable of going out there and getting a goal tomorrow, keeping the door shut at the backs. If we can do that, if we could stop them from scoring and we get an away goal, I'd be supremely confident of going through in the second leg, after the second leg against them in Ibrox,
Linda?
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't have any concerns even if we did go a goal down, Rudy. I think we can come back. You touched on the Benfica result away from home, but even at home, I know it's a different game at home, but we went behind to Standard Liège twice, didn't we? And we came back and won that game 3-2.
Yeah.
So, and I'm with you as well. I'm looking forward to watching a decent game of football with both teams try to go out and win the game. Because you get a wee bit bogged down in the domestic stuff when we are having to try and break down this low block all the time. But if it's an open game of football, as long as we come out on top, then I'd be quite happy with that.
Yep, definitely.
I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to seeing what team we put out. I'm looking forward to seeing Alfredo Morelos, Bridgeman.
I'm hoping it's a huge, big welcome back to Alfredo, and I think everybody's really looking forward to seeing how he does and make sure he's up to speed and he gets back in and enjoys playing his football, because that's all we really need. We really need him to play and enjoy it, and he'll become involved in the game. And when he's involved in the game, he's definitely one of the best players we've got. He's brilliant. I think he's a fantastic player. And I don't know if he's going to score a goal tomorrow night, but if I was going to back MD to score, I'd back him to score.
You think he'd be itching, Bridge, to get back, wouldn't you? Tomorrow night.
Yeah. And given the situation, and I think he probably knows and sees the situation, because he could step back 2 or 3 times and see that, that was what it was like when I get sent half. Mm-hmm. Then, and then, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did lose a lot of games.
Did anybody pick up the photograph of his wee girl on social media?
Cracking.
Oh, that was funny, wasn't it?
Oh, it was Gavin killing myself. I was killing myself when I saw that, Ox. That was funny. Spitting image of him.
I think it'd be good to see him tomorrow night. I think it'd be like a fat kid waiting to get inside the sweet shop tomorrow. He'd just be waiting to go, wouldn't he? He'd just be... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think the fact that we're potentially getting an open game of football at the Benfica game, that's the thing. It's the attraction, Rudy and Robert and Gary. Sorry.
It certainly is. As Linda was saying, when you're playing week in, week out, since the European stuff stopped, and we've been playing sort of one game a week, and week in, week out, you're watching teams, especially coming to Ibrox when we're playing at home with that low block, and as much as I've enjoyed the wins, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed the wins, but as a football fan, you want to see some really nice football, and we have played good football at times, but there's times when it's really stodgy, Ox, and you just don't enjoy the game as much. You enjoy the result, but you don't enjoy the 90 minutes so much, as much as the result. But I don't see it being like that tomorrow night, because I've looked up the way Antwerp play, and they like to come out and have a go, and I think they'll do that to us, seeing as how they're at home tomorrow. So watching two good teams with good attacking players and attacking options. I mean, I know they're kind of down 2 or 3 of their top players, but as Steven Gerrard was saying, they're a good side. They'll have players that will step into their positions and take it up, no problem. So that's what I'm looking forward to, right? Good game of football tomorrow night, Ox.
Wonder.
Aye, absolutely. I would totally agree with Rudy. It will be nice to watch a kind of open game of football, and we've played some of our best football in Europe this season. As he said, as Rudy says, that the wins in the league have been fantastic and we're in a brilliant position. But certainly the European games are what we look forward to. And I don't want to make everybody unhappy, but could you imagine, like, for the return leg, if we were all at Ibrox, like we were talking about that today, the family, but it's just one of these things. But you are still really looking forward to watching them on the TV as well. Not quite the same, but still.
What Bridgeman is saying, anybody that's under Jag should be allowed in. That's what Bridgeman's saying.
100%, by the way. 100%. And there's thousands here. Oh, desperate to get back in again. Harmless people. Harmless.
Anybody that's under Jag should be allowed back in. That's the
Makes sense, Bridge.
Free as well. Free.
Free.
Anyway, me and Rudy have got years to go. Next year before me and Rudy get there.
We're miles away. We're miles away. So
anyway, join Robert. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Bridge. Evening, Rudy, Gary, and of course, lovely Linda. How you doing? Okay.
Hi, Robert.
How are you tonight, Robert?
How do I know that I love you? There's only one lovely, and her name's Linda. I'm good, Bridge man. I'm good, but I'm going to have a wee dig at you shortly. I've got a couple of things to get off my chest, Bridge man.
Go on yourself, pal. Get on yourself.
You must have got your cha-cha-chas mixed up, Bridge.
Oh, no, listen, last night, the wee lassie, Jodie Pollock, superb, a credit to the Rangers family. The lassie was a credit to the Rangers family. And what a show you put on last night. It's just you always do put on great shows. So, well done, Jodie. Fantastic tunes. And a fantastic show last night. But I want to come on and say, I tried to call earlier on when Amanda was on, because I'm going to say something here. I think me and Amanda could be Rangers Radio answer to, and Bridge will know what I'm talking about here. I think me and Amanda could be Rangers Radio answer to Peterson Lee, the act from the 1970s. And the reason I'm saying that is I was hoping that I could have gone when Amanda was on. I was going to ask Amanda, would you fancy me and you, Amanda, doing a wee rendition of the song "Welcome Home"? Because 55's coming home. So I was hoping to do that with Amanda, but maybe another time.
Well, like Pete Sutcliffe and Rose West.
Don't be cruel. That's no nice. It's true. That's true, but it's no nice.
Peterson Lee won the band, Bridge, weren't they?
I can't believe what you said that, seriously.
Call me Peter. I know I've got a beard, but I don't look like him.
Oh boy.
Sorry, Robert.
Anyway, what you were saying about what did you say, Peters and Lee?
You know that. Amanda's lovely. She's a shy lassie. She loves the show. She loves the Rangers. And she's done one of her Rangers Radio characters. You know that, Robert.
Oh, do you know what? She warms my heart because I think it's me talking when I hear her, and I know I probably sound like her. she's fantastic. The passion she shows is unbelievable. And do you know what? She's getting knowledge of the Rangers, and I love that. Brilliant.
It'd be a dull world, Robert, if we were all the same, wouldn't it?
Definitely. That's what makes this show so great. Honestly, look, you've got all the characters, and it's fantastic. And I've got to be honest tonight, guys. I'm a buzzing bear. Call me the buzzing bear tonight. You can call me that name because I'm buzzing for tomorrow. And Steven Gerrard did DCL discredit. I mean, I'm looking at my TV just now, and Porto are beating Juventus 2-0 after 60 minutes. And I remember us playing Porto just over a year ago and drawn 1-1 through them away and beating them at Ibrox. And I think Steven Gerrard, see the record you've had in the last 3 years in Europe alone. Forget about no winning any leagues or any trophies. But see what you've done in Europe for your club and some of the results you've done for your club. And do you know what, guys? It's fantastic to think, get into that game tomorrow night, and you're quietly confident. Don't get me wrong, they're a good team, and I'm not taking anything away from them. They will be a good team because they've got into the last 32. But you know what? I'm buzzing for them tomorrow night. I can't wait. But I'm so happy. This is where Rangers belong. Playing in Europe, this is where we belong.
Here, mate. Gary?
I can't agree more with Robert. It's brilliant to see Rangers back in Europe. I think of the gulf and time that we've been out that scene, and I think back to when I was a young boy, and I was trying to explain to my boy the other night about the run we had in '92, and I was only a young boy then. I was only about maybe 11, 12 year old, but I still remember the Champions League music and I still remember that feeling inside when Durante hit that half volley, and like the elation and them great nights. And they're coming back now. Europa League's a brilliant competition, but you want to be in the Champions League. You know, I mean, that's where we should be aiming. We're one of the founding members. One of our directors who came up with the idea of the Champions League, and we should be there. But you don't get a seat at the table on. You've got to earn it. And Steven Gerrard's the right guy to steer us back there, and he's doing it a lot quicker than what a lot of us thought he would. So it's good.
Good points, Robert. Good points, Robert. I mean, I don't know if you heard Stevie G's interview, mate, earlier on, and he said he couldn't compare against Advocat and Smith in different circumstances. What he's done is amazing, Robert.
Oh, definitely. You look at Dick Advocat, for instance, and Dick Advocat never criticised in a million years because he gave me as a Rangers fan some of the greatest nights in European football. When you beat teams like PSV Eindhoven, was it 4-1 at Ibrox, and you went to Monaco and places like that and you won. And Dick Advocat had Rangers right up there. But you've got to remember, Dick Advocat had millions. He was spending £6 and £7 million, £12 million in Victoria and Slough. Steven Gerrard's not had that. Do you know what I mean? I know we had Kent at 7, but Dick Advocat was spending big sums of money, and certainly, and so was Walter. Let's be honest about it. Way back in the early 90s when Walter was cheated out of a European Cup final, Walter was spending big money as well, and same. I know 2008 he had to cut the budget, but he still had a bigger budget than Steven Gerrard's had, and you cannot take it away from Steven Gerrard. What that guy has done. He's brought in guys like Scotty Arfield, Alan McGregor, Sir Stephen Davis. Didn't cost him a penny. Do you know what I'm saying? Joe Aribo, 250,000, guys like that. And you cannot take it away from this guy. You can't compare Steven Gerrard with Walter Smith or Dick Advocat. There's no way you can compare them. And I think his record's unbelievable. And that's what makes me so heartened as a Rangers fan. 4 years ago, I'd been into a game tomorrow night against Ross County or against Inverness Cali going, I hope we can sneak a win here. But no, I'm going into a European game. I'm going into a European game thinking, do you know what? I think we could win here tomorrow night. I think we could get a result here tomorrow night. And that's the difference, and that's how much that man has brought our club forward. Hats off to him, unbelievable.
That's a great point, Robert. Rudy, I mean, I think we're going to his favourites, and you think of where we were when Gerrard walks in. Robert makes a great point there.
Oh, I know, okay, the European thing, the season before he came in, you know, I mean, that's got to be one of the lowest points ever for us as fans and the club, and that was dreadful. And as you say, you look at what he's done. His European record's been absolutely outstanding. I'm not exactly sure what it is now, but I think it's only 4 defeats in about 36 or 38 games or something like that. It's phenomenal, his record, you know, and year on year, were European group section, getting into the group section, and then performances in the group section has got better year on year, you know. The players with better results against better teams, and I have no doubt that people across Europe are looking at what Steven Gerrard's doing European-wise, looking at this Rangers team, looking at what Steven Gerrard's record in Europe, and thinking to themselves, wait a minute, this is a young manager in the making. This is his first big job at a huge club. Look what he's doing European-wise. Now all he needs to do is just top it off with some silverware, and he's going to do that as well this season, Ox, you know. He's only been here 2.5 seasons. And you look at where we were, as you say, just before Steven Gerrard and his coaching staff came in, and Gary McAllister came in, and the rest of the coaching staff, where it was a real low for us, a real low, Ox, as far as European, league football as well, obviously, but European football, more so than anything else. and you look where we are now. We're sitting here, we're buzzing, we're looking forward to a last 32 match against Royal Antwerp, after topping the group with a team like Benfica in it, I think it's amazing what he's done, Ox. Really is.
It's a great point Robert makes about the Porto as well. I mean, they're a top side. We put them out, head.
So we did, and even if you look at Benfica, all right, it was 2 draws against Benfica when we were twice 2 goals up. You could look at that as a negative if you want to, but I don't, Ox. I look at it as the fact that we went toe-to-toe with a club like Benfica, and in my opinion, Benfica are a world-class club side. We went toe-to-toe with them, and we've got a better head-to-head against them. And you think they spent something like €100 million last summer, so they did. And we went toe-to-toe with them, and we've got a better head-to-head against Benfica. Superb, absolutely superb in Europe.
And
that's brilliant.
If I can come in there, Rudy, look at the season before. Look at Braga. Braga were a Champions League team, and we were 2-0 down after 60 minutes. And I seen guys sitting next to me in the club deck wanting to leave, and I'm like, support your team, for God's sake. What do you want to leave for? They're a quality team. They're a better football team than us. Sit your ass and watch the Rangers to the 90th minute, and then the Rangers get these 3 fantastic goals. And to top it right up, we went over to Portugal and we beat them on their home patch. We beat them 1-0, and it should have been 2 or 3-0. And that's where you've got to remember what Steven Gerrard has done. That's what you've got to remember, guys.
Look at Standard Liège as well. They hadn't lost a game at home in 6 years, and they've had some European hitters come to their home, and they hadn't lost a European game in 6 years. That is
there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Rangers have had some fabulous games and results in Europe under Steven Gerrard. He's done amazing for us, absolutely amazing, and the players as well. So let's hope they can keep up that amazing streak and go there tomorrow night and do the business.
And Benfica were the same, Bridgeman. Benfica were the same. We were 3-1 up against Benfica. They hadn't lost a game for years at their home stadium. And Ryan Kent should have made it 4-1 when he put that one just by the post, or he hit the post. Think about that one. We should have beat them. It doesn't matter, they only had 10 men. Ryan Kent should have made it 4-1, right? And they get the 2 late goals which we gave away. So think about that game as well, guys. Fantastic, right?
Evening, we've been joined by Bob, Jerry. Evening, Bob.
How you doing, folks? All right?
All right, mate, your good self.
That's fine. I just listened to the discussion here about Europe. Steven Gerrard's brought us up to a level in an incredibly short time. Some of the results we had are fantastic, and you're right, the 2 most frustrating results this season is the Benfica ones. But they didn't matter. We were by them, we won the group, and here we are where we are. Looking really forward to playing Royal Antwerp tomorrow night. European football, get the ball on the deck, get it past, make sure everything's compact, and we should be okay. They're definitely I don't know what their level is. Belgian football, we've discussed that. Some good sides in Belgium and Antwerp. Some good sides in Belgium. They'll be more on a par with the SPL, but we're Rangers and we're a good side as well, and I think we can get by this tie. So really up for it tomorrow night. Really looking forward to it. Back in Europe again. It takes away the bread and butter to try to get this league over the line. So looking forward to it, folks.
Right, I'm really looking forward to it. Linda, it's right to look forward to it.
Absolutely. I think I remember when the European campaign kicked off, Fox, we were all talking about whether we thought it might have been a distraction from actually going out and getting the main priority, which is the league. But as soon as it took off, we were all saying, oh no, we want to go as far as we can. And I think Gerrard said that himself, that it was really important, the European football, not just from a football perspective, but obviously financial. And, we must have, put some money into the pot for the club this year so far already, and it's been a bigger challenge as well when you think about the fact that the qualifiers were just one-off games, and they've also had to deal with the pandemic as well, getting players abroad, getting them back safe. So it's been an absolutely wonderful achievement to even get this far.
I will say.
Can I just come in on that? Just to agree with Bob, Ger, I just feel sincerely that this manager we've got, if he takes us through this next round, both home and away, if he gets us through this into the last 16, it will be just utterly unbelievable stuff. I mean, really and truly, considering the year has been with the COVID, just as Linda says there. So it's all there, all the things you could ever Only things you could ever complain about happening against you, it's happened against us as well, you know. So well done to him. Well done to him.
Here, Bridge, here. Who thinks we can get further than we did last year? Robert?
Definitely. I think, let's take it, the Bridgeman always says, and he's quite right when he says, tomorrow night is the biggest game in Rangers history. So I'll go with Bridgeman on that. And I definitely think if we can see off tomorrow night, Ox, and depending on the draw, let's not kid ourselves, depending on the draw, I genuinely think if Rangers can kick into gear the way they were playing before Christmas, because let's be honest about it, guys and girls, the last 6 or 8 games, we've not been playing the way the Rangers were playing before Christmas, but that's got to be expected because you're always going to have a wee lull in your season. You can't play in 4th or 5th gear all season. You're always going to have a wee lull in your season, and the Rangers have still managed to come through that wee lull. All right, the odd draw against Hamilton and Motherwell were disappointing, but we did get good results against, like, say, Aberdeen, etc., against Hibs and even Celtic at the start of January. So we're always going to have the wee lulls, but I think if the Rangers can kick into gear, and I agree with everybody that I've been listening to social media and listening to my friends and family and saying, you know what, Rangers need a Thursday and a Sunday. That keeps the Rangers going. That keeps wee Stephen Davis going, the wee Rolls Royce, and that's what we need, Thursday and Sunday, to keep us going. And I think that is I think that's a good point when people say that, because see if you're playing against a top European team, then it's different for playing against a Kilmarnock or a Motherwell who's going to have 10 men behind the ball. It's totally different, and that's the thing that'll keep us going. And I think, yes, do you know what? I think definitely we should go into the last 16. And do you know what? If we do get into the last 16, do you think Tottenham and do you think AC Milan and teams like that are wanting to come to Ibrox? Okay, one thing, they'll be freaked at Rangers having lost a game, 14-1 out of 14 at Ibrox this season, and that's not including the European games.
The noise that'll be in Ibrox for that second leg when Bridge is just in it.
If you get Bridge in there, you don't need it. If you get Bridge in there, you don't need the other 49,999. You only need Bridge. That's all you need. If you've got the Bridge man, that's all you need for
one active member, pal.
Yes.
And you come, Gary B. And you come, mate.
I think we haven't played the best out of the last 8 games. We haven't played our best, but we've taken 20 points out of 24. So I'm happy with that. It's quite interesting that we can look forward to tomorrow night and be excited to what it brings. But just imagine if the league was closer. Do you know what I mean? And we were still in Europe, and it was like a couple of points in it. We wouldn't be looking forward to tomorrow night. We'd be thinking how it's a distraction. So it's brilliant to have that gap that exists, and we can relax. We know the league's all but sewn up, and we can just kind of not concentrate on Europe, but it's relaxing, and it might be like that for the players as well. Maybe that's part of the reason why there's been a lull there in the last 8 weeks. I think they haven't had that international travel. Breaking up their week. It must be very mundane. It's very mundane for all of us, let's be honest. But football players as well, just going to football, finishing football, going home. And that's the same for all of us. But it breaks up their week when they're going to the airport and, getting delayed for 4.5, 5 hours or whatever you're mind. But it breaks up their week, and maybe that would be a welcome distraction for them again. So that the games come thick and fast. They're not overthinking them, not overtraining them as well.
Just on the 5 boys, mate. I've got sympathy for them being young and stupid, but I've not got sympathy for them saying they're fed up, because we're all fed up,
No, I don't. I wasn't really talking about that. I was more about talking about the squads.
Game. For the mundane in the league might be a good thing. Bob, Gia?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've an excuse for themselves. They've let the club doing badly, but enough said about that. We're not going to be. We're on the verge of a big European tie tomorrow night. And you're right enough what you're saying, Harry, that every week we sit here and every day we sit and discuss about what we're going to face in the league. And we know it's a total much of the muchness. People coming to Ibrox and trying to keep the score respectable and playing brick wall football. This is different. This is Europe. It's the big stage. You're in the spotlight. So let's get out here, stay compact, stay together, play well, and go and get a result. That's all I'm asking.
Here, mate. Here. Let me think. Robert, you've not given us your team for tomorrow night, please.
Well, my team, Ox, is pretty much along the lines of yours. I'll read it out right. Alan McGregor, Captain James Tavernier, Borna Barisic, Connor Golston. The only change I'm going to go for you, Ox, and this is a dilemma for me. I'm 50-50 with this. Yeah, go for Big Phil Hollander because I think Big Phil Hollander is a better defender on that left-hand side where he's naturally, and I think he gets us up the park a lot quicker than Big Balogun. But I'm actually going to go for Balogun or Big Phil Hollander. And then my three in midfield, same as you, Sir Stephen Davis, Ryan Jack, Glenn Kamara, and up front. Now, I was tempted to go for Kamar Roof, but I don't think he's, like you're saying, he's fit enough, right? And also got to remember this, guys, Kamar Roof's on a yellow card, so we can't afford for him to get another yellow card and miss the second leg. So I'd leave Kamar Roof on the bench tomorrow, and I'd play Joe Aribo and welcome back Sir Alfredo Morelos, and you're going to play with Ryan Kent. So that's my team for tomorrow.
All right, mate. All right. Interesting. All right. Happy with that. Let's hear for you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Every team's pretty much the same, Rudy. You know, with that south side game mistake, he says I get 10 out of 11 every week. I said, you wouldn't want to work in a parachute factory, would you?
You certainly know you packed this parachute, so. But how many times have we picked a team, though, Ox, and we've not got it bang on? You can't even this squad, and certainly know Steven Gerrard. You know, he throws somebody in when you're not expecting them to play or whatever. But it's a great problem to have. You know, got talent on the bench. You know, and at times I look at the starting 11, and I think I wouldn't have too much of a problem if such and such was it. And apart from the defence, I wouldn't go meddling too much with the defence, obviously. But, you know, you've got talent sitting on the bench. So it's not really a problem when he takes one player out and puts somebody else in, I don't think, most of the time. And he might just say something we're not expecting tomorrow night, you know.
Oh, you never know, mate. I mean, you never know. Somebody like Wright appears in the team for nowhere and you think,
yeah.
You know, you wouldn't surprise me, Gerrard. It wouldn't surprise you. Anyway, we've been joined by young Darren. Evening, Darren.
Good evening, panel. Good evening, Linda. Good evening, Bridgeman. Good evening, everybody at Zone. I can't really remember. I had it half there when I got the phone call. Good evening. Good evening, Bob Jen. I'm good. Hiya. Going on to the game, I'm really looking forward to it as I've been listening in. I really prefer, obviously, the Thursday, Sunday games. I really think it will bring, you know, obviously, so we don't need to wait and harass on the games that's coming up against, obviously, this is a step out of the league, you know, just concentrate on the but I see us going 2-1 tomorrow. That's my score.
You always winning, Darren, 2-1, yeah?
2-1, yeah.
Right.
I think it'll be quite tight, but I think we'll get the 2-1.
Oh, snap your hand off for that. Bob Gerrard, snap your hand off for that.
Oh, I'd snap your arm off for that. That would be a great result. I'm going for a draw myself.
Right.
You know, for a draw. So there you go. And I'll agree with this team there. I would pick exactly the same lineup. But like you say, how unpredictable Stevie G is. Young Wright might come in on the right-hand side. You don't know. Try and attack this team. Obviously, we're going to attack them, try and score, bring the result back to Ibrox. I think we're on a pretty confident mood about this, folks. Confident, but no overconfident. I think each and every one of us feels that we can pass this tie and go into the last 16.
Aye, yes, yeah.
I think that's the general consensus. I'm going to sign off, pal.
All right, mate. Speak to you soon.
That's a miracle. I've been briefed 2 nights in the trot, but there you go. That's me, yeah. So, honey, everybody take care. Good luck to the Rangers. Keep it going. Catch you later, eh? Bye-bye.
Night, Bob.
Night, Bob.
What a man. And what's your team tomorrow night, Darren?
My team tomorrow night is McGregor, Tav, Golson, Hollander, Barisic, Jack, Davis, Kamara, Roof, Morelos, Kent.
Oh, you brought Roof in the Hadji sort of role, yeah? What's your thinking there?
Just obviously, I think Roof has got a couple of goals in him, so I would go with him.
All right.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Darren. I said Roof as well. I think plus he knows Belgian football, doesn't he? You know.
Yeah.
I would definitely go with Roof tomorrow night in the Hadji role. I know you. What did you say, Ox? You didn't think maybe be fully up for the game, maybe not fully fit?
I don't think he's looked match fit when I've seen him, if I'm being honest. I don't know if you agree with that, Robert. I don't think Roof's looked match fit.
No, definitely. I mean, you see me that tackle, and we can all debate that tackle whether there's a yellow or a red. Personally, after looking at it 20 times, I think it probably was a yellow, right? But he was late with that tackle, and that sums it up for me with Kamara Roof. I think he has a wee yard off the pace compared to what he was 6 weeks ago. So, and I think he'd be a great impact player tomorrow because, as I said, guys, earlier on, he's got a yellow card. So if he starts tomorrow night, it could just take a wee stupid challenge, a wee stupid tackle, and he gets a booking, and then that's him out for the second game. And I think the second game is going to be crucial, guys. And I think we're going to need Kamara Roof more the second game when he will be a lot more fitter because he'll probably play against Dundee United. So I'm trying to find the right Stephen.
He's suspended against Dundee United.
All right, sorry. Yeah, so even 20 minutes tomorrow night, half an hour tomorrow night, and then I think he probably will be needed more for the second game because I think Joe Rebo will start tomorrow night. That's my opinion. I think it'll be a Rebo, Kent and Morelos tomorrow night. And I would leave Roof out. I would leave him out for tomorrow and maybe bring him on if we have to bring him on. If we don't have to bring him on, but if we have to bring him on, then that's what I would do tomorrow.
All right, Gary B.
Aye. I think Robert's right, maybe. I don't know if Roof will play tomorrow night. I think Gerrard might leave him until he's domestic. I don't know. It's hard to say, mate. He likes Hadji in the European games. I think the defence picks itself. Midfield, I'd rest Davis. I think Davis has played a lot of football. They had to bring him in on the other day, against Hamilton. And so he needs a rest, basically. So I think Aribo and Kamara will play with Jack in midfield. It's just out on that right-hand side. I think Morelos and Kent will play.
Gary.
Who plays on that right. Aye.
Gary, can I just say something about Stephen Davis to you? I hear this all the time off Bears. Stephen Davis is at an age where you need to rest him. I don't think you need to rest Stephen Davis at all. I think he's supremely fit. He's a total professional who completely looks at himself. And I get, if you're playing 2 games a week, it's a lot of football to ask maybe a player of his age. Is he 36, 37 now? So you're asking him to play a lot of football. But I think the way that he's been our player of the season so far as I'm concerned. I would play him. I would just keep playing him. I'd play him in Europe and I'd play him domestically as well until we win this title, we get it wrapped up. I would just keep playing him because I think if you can give him a wee rest during the week, during training, you don't need to work him so hard at training and tell him just to concentrate on the football because right now he's been our player of the season so far. So
Ricky, can I come in there before Gary answers? Gary, I'm sorry, but how can you leave our best player out in our biggest game of the season as a Mora? It's like saying leaving against Celtic. Stephen Davis is by far our best player apart from James Tavernier who's going to get player of the year. But I'm sorry, you cannot leave Stephen Davis out tomorrow. Gary, please be honest. You cannot leave Stephen Davis out.
Right to reply, Gaz. Right to reply. But I've got to say, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm agreeing with Robert.
Come on, Gary, what are you smoking tonight?
Who knows who will pick? I think. Does Stephen Davis need to play tomorrow night?
Yes. It's a big game. It's a big game.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So the other players aren't able to step in and do that job. It doesn't matter what way you paint it.
Zunga will disappear. Scotty Arfield's just coming back from injury.
I don't think you'll see Zunga again.
Aye, so Scotty Arfield's just coming back from injury. So
who makes a team pick?
Who
makes a team pick?
Right, a minute.
Gary, that's a good point you've made there. We don't have another player today. Even Ryan Jack, as good a player as I think Ryan Jack is, I don't think anybody in that team does that Stephen Davis role the way Stephen Davis does it. You know, to use an Americanism, he sits in front in the middle of that park. You know, he goes back, he protects the back four when needed, and he does the quarterback role brilliantly. We don't have another player that can do that, unfortunately. So that's a good point you make, Gary. You're right there. I'd agree with you on that for definite, but I still think we should play him.
I think there's a big gamble. Right. I think there's a big gamble, guys, and the gamble is: do you play Stephen Davis more than 2 games a week?
Yes. Let's go. I've still got to answer.
There you go, Gary.
No way to answer.
If you try and think of the triangle in midfield, right? I think it'll be Kamara playing on the left defensive midfield.
Don't mention
side,
triangle.
And I think
Skipper will be back on.
Jack will be on the defensive right. Jack will be on the defensive right, and I think Aribo will be given that forward role where he's better placed. Davis will still be in the squad and he'll sit in the bench. He's still there if we need him, right? It doesn't matter what way you paint it. He is 36-year-old. The way he plays, the style he plays with, he looks like he is a Rolls Royce. He's an unbelievable football player. But players of his ilk, players like Stephen Davis, they don't age slowly. They fall off a cliff. So you want to push that cliff back as far as you can. Stephen Davis will wake up one day and he'll just won't be able to do it. It won't be a gradual thing. And we want to keep him going as long as possible because, like we've just pointed out, we haven't got anybody else to replace him. So why burn them out?
What happens?
Why not use them a wee bit sparingly?
What happens if the cliff's Friday and you've not played them on Thursday?
Aye, well, these are if, buts, and maybe. I'm just saying, at 36-year-old, as good as what he is, he will. He's the type of guy, and like you were saying the other day as well, Ox, he'll wake up, he'll know in his heart if he's not able to do it. And Gerrard has been there himself. He's been there himself. He kind of gradually faded out and wasn't the same player. But, you know, he knows that you have to manage players like that because your engine might be able to do it, your head might be able to do it, but you're still 36-year-old, and he is a special 36-year-old, but you've got to manage time on the pitch.
So would you prefer, Gary?
Okay, I think somebody near a 36 should answer that, so I'll take it. Linda.
Oh, you might be right there. I can see where Gary's coming from, but I suspect that Stephen Davis will play the next 4 league games and the 2 European games because I think he's that important. And as long as they have the discussion with, you know, the management team, himself, all the fitness people, and he's all right, I think they will play him. The point you said, Gary, about Aribo, you might be right, but I'm not so sure about Aribo in that 3-man midfield, particularly away from home, because I think he gets found out sometimes in terms of getting back. But you know what? Gerrard sometimes throws this curveball in, but for me, Davis has got to start tomorrow night.
Darren, in you come, Darren.
I try to get that off mute there. I agree with what you're saying, Gary. Definitely, but I think, you know, keep our best player out is alarm bells for me. Stephen Davis and Jack must start. It's got to be, in my opinion. But I do get where you're coming from. He's obviously at the age he's at, but these professionals are a lot fitter than us that can run that field all day long and should be. And I take Linda's point out as well. You know, the 2 European games and the 4 league games coming up, he should be part of and should be.
I will point out if he does start, I won't be surprised. It's not like if he gets the lineup.
You're only getting your opinion. That's it's not your fault. You're right. You know what I mean?
See if I get that right. By the way, I'll be on this pre-match show.
By the way, if you get it right, if you're
can I say one thing to Gary?
Well, let me just come in there, Robert. I can assure you, if you get it right, you'll not be on the pre-match show. On you go, Robert.
Gary, can I just say an idea, Guy? Your point. I know you're looking at the bigger picture, you're looking ahead and talking Stephen Davis from himself. But Gary, I say one thing. My opinion as a Rangers fan, I've never seen Stephen once this
We're losing you, Robert.
Yeah, Robert, I can't hear him.
I can't hear him.
Sounds like Norman Collier.
Aye.
Can you see me now? Right, Gary, I've never seen Stephen Davis win this season look lethargic and look burnt out, right? And I know he's 36 years of age, and I've never seen him once this season look burnt out. I've seen Stephen Davis look the freshest player on the football park this season. And all I would say to you, is, Gary, is would you rather have, in my opinion, would you rather have Stephen Davis who's like a pillow, or would you rather have Zungu? That's what I would say. Would you rather have Pillow, or would you rather have Zungu in the park? And that's what Stephen Davis is to the Rangers. He's a pillow, he's a wee dynamite, and you know what? He makes your team tick. I don't care what anybody says, and Tar's been outstanding, he's my favourite player, but see Stephen Davis this season, the guy's been immense, and you cannot drop him, and he's been up for it. He's never turned around to the manager once and said, oh, I need a rest. And I can understand what you're saying, Gary, about look forward to it. But the way I look at it, Gary, is it's about now, not about next season or the season after. It's about now, and it's about now us winning 55, and it's about now us going as far as we can in the Europa League. And Stephen Davis is our cog. He's the man that makes us tick. And yes, I would play him every Thursday, and I'd play him every Saturday and every Sunday. I'd actually play Stephen Davis 7 days a week if I could get away with it.
I agree with you 100%, Robert. We've got 4 games, 4 wins.
You're the stats man. Can you tell us how many times Davis was rested in the previous European games? Didn't start.
How many European games he's played this season? If you give me 2 seconds, I'll check that out.
Starts, mate, yeah. Because I think he's been rested before in Europe when we were at our best, when we were able to shuffle that midfielder in. Stephen Davis did get rested.
He didn't play in Poland, I know that, you know.
Aye. No, I think the whole team were rested there. It was the boys, the kids and that played. But he has had rested games. He's been rested in domestic games and he's been rested in... I think that as Bears, what we're doing is we're getting to this point in the league, and we're getting to this last 32 game, and I get it. We're like, we have to win. Stephen Davis has to play, and it's like, have faith in the rest of your squad. It's a team game. Do you know what I mean?
See that in all reality though, Gary, if you look at what happened at Hamilton, you know, and you've seen how the game changed when Stephen Davis and Ryan Jack came on in that game, we were all that day, Gary, you know, we really were.
I'll be honest with you, mate. I think the mistake that Gerrard made was leaving both of them out.
Yeah.
If one of them had played in that midfield, just one of them, it'd have made the difference. If Jack had played in that midfield, it'd have made the difference. Or if Davis had played in that midfield, it'd made a difference. Leaving both of them, it was a bridge too far. That's not what we're doing tomorrow night. I think Jack's still learning the game, and he's going to fill Stephen Davis' boots eventually, because that's the natural progression in the player that we've got there. I don't see Jack moving for Rangers. I think Jack's a lifer. I don't see him seeing himself elsewhere. But you know, Jack's one of the best players in my squad, in my opinion, in what he does. I think he doesn't get the recognition that the guy deserves. When he's missing, we miss him big time.
He's underrated, Gary, you're right. Ryan Jack's underrated, by the way. We've seen that in the last 7 weeks when he didn't play in the Rangers team. And you're totally right, Gary. I'll give you that one, mate. Ryan Jack is definitely underrated.
Aye. And you know what, as well, guys?
The two games that Stephen Davis has missed in Europe this year was the very first time we played, and I can't remember who that was against. We beat Wolves, and then we beat Galatasaray, played both of them. Poznan at home, he played in. Benfica away, he played in. Benfica at home, he played in. Standard Liège, home, he played in. And then he didn't play away in Poznan, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the 2 games.
So he played every game then, yeah?
He's not exactly been rested in Europe. The first tie was against...
Well, if you take that as a yardstick, then it looks like he plays tomorrow night. Because, I mean, out of all those fixtures, this is probably the most important one out of everything.
I get your point, mate, and I maybe get your point, and I think your argument would maybe stack up if the league was really, really tight. Rudy, and then Linda.
I just think you play your best player every game. This is, we've got an important run in the next few weeks. You've got the 2 games against Antwerp and you've got 4 league wins to lift the league title. I just think you keep playing them. If Steven Gerrard turns around and says to Stephen Davis, how are you feeling, Stephen? Yep, I'm ready to go. You play him. If there's a problem, I'm sure he's a professional, Stephen Davis. If there's a problem, his fitness is such, but if he's feeling a bit fatigued, I'm quite sure Stephen Davis will turn around and say to the manager, I wouldn't mind if he's spelling on the bench, legs starting to feel it now. But as long as Stephen Davis is totally up for the game and he's feeling good, you play him, simple as that. These next 6 games, so you've got the 2 in Europe and the 4 games domestically, these next 6 games just totally opens up our season for us. We can win the league title and we can progress past these next 2 games. I totally get what Gary's saying about maybe at some point Stephen Davis would just wake up one morning and think, I can't do this anymore to the standard that I'm used to doing it to. Totally get that. I completely understand that. And see if that happens after these next 6 games. Do you know what? I'd wish him all the best, but I just think you play your best player in every game until he's either injured, suspended, or he turns around and says to the manager, I'm struggling, which I don't think Steve Davis would
Before I go to Linda with that, I've been asked by Kim on YouTube to give a shout out for his pals on the YouTube chat, Blue Sea of Ibrox, Ian Greaves, RFC 55, all the best for your mate Kim. Starting to the adverts. Now, we're going to charge for these adverts, Ruby. You know what I mean? Birthday cards. I'm like Glenn Michael's cavalcade here.
Can I do that one? Can I give them a charge?
You're showing your age now, Ox.
Yeah, all the best for the boys on YouTube. On you go, Linda.
That was a nice wee shout out, Ox. We'll enjoy that. No, I would agree with Rudy. As I said earlier, I think you've got to play what you would say is your best team, particularly as we're at this kind of business end of the season. And I think, there'll be conversations being, had with Stephen to find out how he is, how he's coping, how is he looking in training, is he looking tired? But I certainly would like him to play, as much as he can, particularly these 2 games and these next 4 league games.
You're here.
See, you've changed my mind, by the way. It's a good talking point, wasn't it?
It's the best point you've made for weeks.
No pressure, Gary.
See on another point, right? Does it not worry anybody else that how much we rely on 2 guys who are at the tail end of their careers?
He's finished. He's not even.
He was some player as well, wasn't he?
But knees can tell the time. We've reached that time of evening, Bridge.
Oh, is it? Oh.
No, what can I say?
No wonder you were late in that military.
I was always in trouble for timekeeping. There you go.
Well, what can I say, by the way? Tonight, marvellous night. Once again, a really, really good show. And, I'm so looking forward to tomorrow. I can't speak. But can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, I've got 1 sleep and a nap to go, and my team's on the TV. And I've got it on BT Sport, so I'm away. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Keep it going for the Rangers. Rangers to win 1-0 tomorrow night. 1-0.
Oh, that's a surprise. Listen, can I thank all the callers? I think Gaz there who got a bit of stick at the end. Always good to hear from you, Robert.